Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with Robert Lewandowski, who laments defensive lapses against Inter Milan, saying that we just completely forgot about the defense. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barcelona could lose up to 20 million euros if they fail to qualify for the Champions League knockout. We're also going to be discussing on that. So, callers, before we get right into the story in full, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Speaking to the media after Barcelona's 3-3 draw against Inter Milan on Wednesday, striker Robert Lewandowski lamented the team's defensive lapses, which cost them the game on the night. Barca had taken the lead through Ousmane Dembele's strike, but Nicola Barrera equalized for Inter before Lautaro Martinez made it 2-1 in the second half. Lewandowski's strike helped, reinstate parity, but the visitors were able to score again easily to make it 3-2. Lewandowski then added another goal to salvage at least a point for his side, although it does little to help the Blaugrana stay alive in the race for qualification for the next round. Talking after the game, Robert Lewandowski insisted that Barca were so focused on scoring more goals that they forgot about keeping their defensive shape against the Nerazzurri's counter-attacks. He said, "We wanted to score more goals so much that sometimes we forgot about our defense and their counter-attacks. Inter got too easily under our goal and created situations that left them with a double." Speaking of the injuries that Barcelona have had in recent weeks, Lewandowski added that we have had a lot of injuries to the team in the recent weeks. It's not easy to change the lineup at all the time. We lack stability. Inter are a tough opponent for a striker. They defend 5 players and there is also a defensive midfielder. So we tried to attack with more players so that one of us could lose coverage, the Barca hitman further said. We scored 3 goals but considered the same. We were disappointed for not having winning the game, he added, while also stating that the team lacked the calmness required in key situations. It was really a disappointing game. Of course, I do understand what Lewandowski said. We really forgot about the defense. Barca were focusing on scoring the goals. One thing that I've realized about this Xavi's Barca, Xavi cannot deal with teams that are wide, like are dangerous in counter-attacks. When we look closely at even the game against Eintracht Frankfurt in the quarterfinals of the Europa League last season, Barca were outclassed. We were totally outclassed with a Frankfurt side that, they know how to play counter so well. So I think Xavi's Barca, right, it is easy to read. It's very readable. That's just my opinion. It's very readable, especially when you are that kind of a team. As an opponent to Barca, you as a coach, you study the way Xavi plays. It's easy readable. Like what Inter played yesterday, they were good in counter-attacks. Look at it. Everything. Piqué was out. I don't know if Piqué was daydreaming or whatever. Like, the defense was sleeping. Xavi just think that coming to the Camp Nou is all about carrying the whole Barca. The defense are pressing. You press with sense. I think Xavi needs to know that we don't just press because it's the sake of pressing. You press with brain. Because against Frankfurt, I quite remember Xavi was lost. There was a lot of inexperience in that. And I thought Xavi must have learned. But going into yesterday's game, seeing the kind of mistakes again, counter-attacks against Barca, like it's nothing. We can't even cover them up. It's just nonsense. And that is what cost us. Xavi's tactics was poor. Absolutely shambolic. That's not how we're supposed to play. And I don't know. I've always realized that when Xavi goes and maybe when we are playing at the Camp Nou, Xavi just carry everybody and you are pushing in front thinking that because Barca is a high pressing team, it just means that you carry all your centre backs, everybody is pressing and their minds are not even focusing on the defense. It makes no sense. Piqué was just total shambles yesterday. The defense was nonsense. Definitely if Araujo was there and Koundé, it could have been different. But come on. It's so easy to read Xavi's play. That's just what I know. It's not supposed to be like that. I think Inter played a very good game. They saw Barca's weakness so easily. But Xavi was just doing gambling. He had no clue on what to do to contain this Inter Milan side to beat them. You think that, okay, now you see when Dembele scored the first goal. Xavi just think that, okay, because the Milan have scored the first goal, maybe Inter they'll start opening up spaces for Barca to start scoring more because maybe Inter want to equalize. But Inter was so organized. Inter did not just, went all over the place. Xavi failed to realize that. So we're poor all around, but the defense was they cost us. Our defense cost us. I don't think Piqué have not done any good when it comes to even convincing Xavi to have any faith in him going forward, just because we have a lot of injuries. But I bet you when those injury players come back, Piqué will never smear any single minute because the way he played yesterday, that tells you that Piqué's time is over. But he's just trying to force things out, retire like how Xavi and Puyol did. Nothing, and you don't want to. So it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Lewandowski have every right to be angry. He scored 2 goals. I don't blame him. Lewandowski have tried his best. Lewandowski needs a good team, but maybe the way we did our transfer pleased him. But look at what are we doing now? We're playing as if we're Barca of last season or the other season. It makes no sense. Then on to the next story of discussion. FC Barcelona's hopes of going through to the knockout rounds of the UEFA Champions League suffered a massive blow last night when they were held to a 3-3 draw by Inter Milan. The draw means the Catalans are now left with just 4 points in 4 matches, dwindling in third place in Group C. With only 2 matches left, they must seal back-to-back victories against Bayern and Victoria Pleasant and hope that other results go their way. According to a report from Mundo Deportivo, the event of yet another elimination from the group stages of the Champions League could spell trouble for Barca, not only from a sporting perspective, but also from an economic perspective. In fact, the Blaugrana could lose out on revenue of more than 20 million euros if they fail to qualify for the knockout stages of the coveted competition. The club announced the budget for the 2022-23 season only last weekend, during which they factored in the team progressing as far as the quarterfinals of this competition. But failure to qualify for the next phase would mean that the budget takes a hit of at least 20 million euros. So, losing out on such revenue could be devastating for Barcelona, who spent the big bucks in the market earlier this summer, bringing in a host of top quality players such as Robert Lewandowski, Jules Koundé and Rafinha, among many others. The report from Mundo Deportivo indicates Barcelona cannot offset this loss even if Barcelona go on to win the Europa League. Hence, the club are left with no option but to anticipate a miracle in these last 2 match days of the Champions League. They must secure victory against Bayern Munich later this month while hoping Victoria Pleasant lands a surprise blow to Inter Milan. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.